Good morning, everybody. I'm 29 years old, and I was dumped on Friday afternoon, and it is Monday morning. So I've had a couple days to process, to not eat, to feel pain, to eat. I ate spaghetti and I ate cheeseburgers. I took down a few cigarettes. I watched some movies, had some light tearing. And now I'm ready to analyze. My mourning period is by far not over, but the initial shock and grief and like the feelings just running through your body like you're going through one of those you put the block of cheese in the metal thing and go, and then the cheese comes out in little strings. That's how I feel. It's not that bad right now because I'm in the process of creation. I'm taking my pain, I'm using alchemy, I'm turning it into high art. I'm trying to expose myself and share my vulnerability and thus free myself from any of the shame I may be feeling from being dumped. It's not easy to get dumped in a pandemic, but I'm very grateful that I was able to be in a relationship in a pandemic. And it was very cool because the beginning of the relationship, the courting period, was very exciting. And so it was an escape. It was an escape from like the difficulties of the world. I was able to focus on the courting, on getting to know someone, on going on adventures with her, on connecting. And that was a beautiful transition out of being single and lonely into the sacred bubble of the beginning of love. But then, after that part, after the courting, and then it goes to just the good times where it's just a party, just everything's new and you're intoxicated by the love and it's a party, then it got real. That get over and it's like, all right, we're two people who like each other in a pandemic. And so when the initial fun and excitement wore off and then it was just two people suffering together, it became aware of how, we had different needs, and those different needs conflicted with each other, and there was friction. And like any relationship, those things needed to be worked out. But there was differing opinions. My opinion was we should work them out. We're good with each other. And her opinion was we shouldn't work these problems shouldn't be worked out. We're not good for the long run. I'll see you later. And she was able to make that decision because, one, it was the right decision for her, but also maybe it's because it's easier to get out early when you're not that invested. 4 months in, you're not that invested. It's easy to get out early. So now I'm single again in a pandemic. I've been single before in a pandemic. I'm single again in a pandemic. But the experience of that brief rocky period gave me extreme empathy to what people are going through who are in intense relationships during this incredibly difficult experience. People who've been dating for a while, getting into this pandemic, and then they're going through this rocky period together. That must be hell. It must be so hard. And the thing is like they can't jump ship as easy as it was for her to jump ship, because it's so much invested. So then you're just like grinding through with someone else, and you guys are it's just friction. And there's like this desire for a feeling of love that was once there, that's no longer there, but you can't leave. You're stuck in the room, and that's painful. And that's an incredibly lonely feeling. That's a lonely, like, being alone is a lonely feeling, no doubt. But also being isolated, like, being isolated when you're in a relationship with someone is an incredibly lonely experience. Feeling like you can't connect with the person you love is an incredibly lonely experience. So, being in the relationship gave me empathy for my peers who are in relationships who are struggling. Because I'm like, this is not easy. This is not an easy task. Did I get some lessons? Yeah, but those are personal. I'm gonna play those close to the chest. I'm not gonna share those lessons. But I did learn some things. You keep making the same mistakes over and over again until it really fucking hurts, and that's when you learn. So, like, part of getting smarter is also directly related to how much pain you can handle. And how much pain you can handle is directly related to how many times you just put yourself through pain until you get stronger and stronger. And it's like, I live a good life. But, people who live good lives still have, it hurts. Listen to Howard Stern. He's always in pain. The guy just signed a $500 million contract. Joe Rogan only signed a $100 million contract. But I would say right now, Joe may be the king of all media. I think Howard was, but I think now Joe is. And I'm just a guy podcasting by himself in his bedroom, so what the fuck do I know?